what's going on, guys? It's Emperor Penguin 7, and today's going to be a pretty spicy video, I'm not going to lie to you. Simply put, because we're going to be talking about things that have been kind of controversial in regards to the new expansion coming forward on October 1st. But first things first, I want to give a fantastic shout out to a buddy of mine named Tower Ghost. Now, this individual had the opportunity and the blessing to give to me a recording specifically over the concept of Destiny. I mean, this guy is awesome. I want to give this guy a grand shout out because he provided me such beautiful music, some beautiful artwork, and I want to have you guys listen to that first. So let's give a little bit of moment of time to kind of see what this guy put together because, man, I'll tell you, this guy is creative. Check this out. This guy is crazy. He's good. He's good. Man, I love him. I love him very much. Shout out to him once again because he gave me this soundtrack. It is fantastic. I plan to use it going forward into my videos. Once in a while, I'll put it on here and there because it deserves much more credit than he's been given. I want to give him a shout out, definitely. But let's get into the conversations about what is going to be talked about today because I'm pretty sure you guys know, oh boy, there have been quite some controversies in regards to what's been going on with some of the information coming out of Destiny, coming out from Bungie, talking about all the things that are going to be changing, all the new things that are going to be implemented, systems, sandbox, weapons, armor, patches, you name it, it's been talked about, and I know I've taken some time to not go over it, but I want to crunch it all together into one video because I've already done a what to prepare for Shadowkeep. 3 videos, by the way, all very, very long, but they get to the point, obviously. And I feel like it's time to just get to the point, talk about what's new, what's controversial, and what's not. Let's get into it, guys. Okay, if you had told me that Destiny was gonna have a battle pass, I would have said you're out of your damn mind. Because the idea of having a weird concept as a battle pass, like from Apex Legends or from Fortnite, coming into Destiny as an option on the table, I would say probably not. But I guess here we are today because apparently Bungie is like, you know what, for Shadowkeep, since we want to make it more MMORPG based, let's have a battle pass season and let's bring in a whole loot table of things you can get for earning each level. And so you got your free version and you've got your premium version. Obviously, the free version is for those who didn't buy Shadowkeep, and the premium version is those that bought Shadowkeep and seasons coming with Shadowkeep, which is Season of Undying, and if you bought the season pass, more power to you, obviously. Now, for me in particular, I'm okay with this, I guess you could say. I'm okay with the concept of it, helping you to try to grind for something new, something different. Because if you look at the picture placed in front of you, yeah, there's a bunch of different stuff. I mean, there's bright engrams, there's these consumables, there's legendary shards, there's glimmer, there's exotic. Wait a minute, hold on. Okay. So I only got to glance at this probably a couple times, but I didn't realize that they were adding into the premium section of the battle pass exotics and Eververse related gear. That's a little bit iffy. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, to say guaranteed that you will get an exotic, I want to hope that it's not a guaranteed new exotic that's coming into Shadowkeep. That is just one that you happen to get at random. Which, if that's the case, okay, it's fine. But it takes away the incentive to get random drops or work towards a quest line or to try to keep going towards something until you get it finally. If it guaranteed dedicates giving you uh, exotic weapons or armor pieces that are going to be coming into the new expansion, that just seems a little bit too easy. I don't know. Eververse item, I'm not too unexpected by that. I'm not surprised. Obviously, I knew that they were going to throw in some Eververse related stuff. If they're holding specific exotic pieces on this, or exotic weapons and armor into this, which I think they are, because I've heard something about Ariana's Vow, a new hand cannon coming to Shadowkeep, being held into a battle pass, and if this is the one that they're talking about, I'm not too happy on that. I'm really not, because you're essentially telling people that you cannot earn this via quest line, via a specific event or activity, or by just being lucky in the game that you can earn. Because from what I've heard, once this season is over, I don't think you get a chance to get Ariana's Vow. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. But if this is something that is an issue gonna come forward into the game, I hope Bungie kind of realizes that there's a lot of people that play this game casually, and a good amount also play hardcore. But to hold something specifically to a season, I don't know. I know that they wanted to do that for content and story, but I didn't know that they wanted to do that with loot and gear drops, to say the least. From what I heard, as soon as this picture came out as an idea of them bringing something new to the table, people have been having some complaints and concerns about this battle pass, supposedly. Because obviously, yeah, it raises concerns. Will certain things only be required to get from battle passes that you can't get anywhere else? What if there's a specific consumable that you can only get out of a battle pass that you can't obtain anywhere else, and it's the only way that you can get masterwork, or you can only upgrade a certain thing because of this specific consumable that you can only get from the battle pass? It's kind of concerning, but I wanna have expectations and hope that Bungie will go into a fluid motion in regards to how they're going to present this going forward. And I want to know, that they're on the ball with listening to what the community has to say. I don't want to fall into the whole stigma of game developers. Mostly this is when Bungie was working with Activision, especially during Destiny 1. Bungie would hear what the community has to say, and it's been told for months and months and months and months, and they didn't essentially do anything for about 4 or 5 months. I don't ever want to see something like that in as far as game motions go, because if things are a little bit concerning or broken or need to be addressed, it needs to be addressed. I don't want to see uh, a halt in communication between developer and community, and more so now because Bungie, you're by yourself. You really are just by yourself. You need to be more in communication with your community, never before. Please do that, please. Okay, now the next couple things to be talking about is obviously the stuff that's going to be coming into the loot pool regarding the new raid Garden of Salvation. Now, I bring this up specifically because, well, there's been some controversy with this as well. So as you can see on the table here, we have the picture of Garden of Salvation specific raid armor, and it looks nice. It looks nice. You got your blue hues and shines and glows. You got the typical, looking Vex kind of style and texture. And wait a minute, why does this look like Omega Mechanos armor? That Titan looks so close to the Curse of Osiris Eververse gear. Oh no. Hold on. Yeah, it's the same. Okay. So I've heard about this too, and I didn't look into it until recently. Yeah, that's a no. No, don't do that. Personally, for me, I've always been the type of person that if you're gonna bring end game content and you're gonna have specific loot pools for that specific content, especially the raid, because the raid has been like the go-to. It's the star of the show when it comes to Destiny end game content, and there's always been raids that have specific gear dropped for them. I know that Destiny 2 has kind of been a little bit here and there with lackluster in their different raid gear. Um, Obviously you had like Eater of Worlds armor looked exactly the same as Spire Stars armor, and etc. etc. But this taking Eververse armor and just reskinning it, ah man, it's a slippery slope. I don't want to call it, call out things that might not be as bad as people think, because it might not be too bad. The armor looks nice, don't get me wrong. It's got a definitely a Vex design. It just it just is too close to the Eververse armor given from Curse of Osiris. That is gonna be a negative impact, because you're telling us, Bungie, that the efforts and time that you've put into this raid is either you put too much time into the raid for you to get everything set and officially get everything done on time, because I know you guys had to pull back a couple weeks for launch date, instead of it being September 17th. Now it's in October's 1st. And I hope that you guys didn't spend too much time on working all the kinks for a raid or anything like that. And then the armor, you're just like, well, we gotta throw stuff in there and see how it goes, and boom, like Omega Mechanos, more like Omega Salvation. No, I mean it's really really on the gray line. Bungie, I hope you understand that people look forward to end game content like this, and when you bring stuff that has already been sold or given or dropped in Eververse or anywhere in general, and you just reskin it into an end game content that people really work hard for. Mind you, a lot of people don't play this kind of content because either they don't have the time, the opportunity, or they just don't have the skills. And when they finally muster up the potential to do it, you're gonna tell them, "Oh, congratulations! You just got a rusted version of Omega Mechanos. Congratulations!" And it looks like it's the same thing across both of all the classes. They look like Eververse items that have just been reskinned with the Vex kind of idea. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Bungie has noticed people talking about it, but what do you guys think? Because honestly, I'm not happy with that. I'm not. I think it's kind of. I don't want to be too, extreme about it. I don't think it's a direct slap to the face of the community, but it's kind of saying, yeah, we didn't want to talk about our time constraints, and we're just gonna give you a reskin. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. That doesn't fit with me, to be honest. And then, okay, and then here we go. On top of that, you go to the Shadowkeep specific Eververse gear that they're dropping for, uh, let's see, yeah, for Eververse, and it just, wow, why, why couldn't that be? Why wasn't that the raid gear? It's really nice. I mean, you've got the bunny ear looking I think that's the hunter. You got that warlock. The warlock looks nice. That titan, ooh, the titan's back blades, it look exactly like the blades that you get from the Age of Triumph Vaults of Glass ornament. um yeah, man, like this is unique. This is something we've never seen before. It looks really nice, and I don't get why they couldn't choose this to be that. If they had to say, look, for me, I'm gonna make a negotiation with Bungie. If Bungie was obviously talking to me, and I mean, I'm just an individual, but bear with me. If Bungie had told us, the community, this is gonna be the raid armor, right, with the chromy golden look and style, and unfortunately we don't have Eververse specific item, or we might put it in later in the game, I would have said fine. that I'm okay with that because I want something to grind for, like isn't it's so funny how Luke Smith talks about the concept of climbing that mountain and getting to the mountaintop. No pun intended, obviously, for the pinnacle weapon. But you go, you grind out for something that's a tough, activity to do, and you try to do your best to do it. And when you finally get it done, you come back down from the mountain and you say, "Hey, this is what I earned out of this." And people see that and they're like, "Holy hell, where'd you get that?" And for me to say, yeah, I got this from Garden of Salvation raid, people are gonna be like, damn, I want to do that now. But people are gonna look at the. I kid you not. I can literally put a Vet's Rust related shader on the Omega Mechanos armor, and it will look like I have the raid armor without the glows. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to I'm not a person to bash, on every single thing that some company or organization does. I've given praise to Bungie. The fact that they want to shake up the Crucible, fantastic. The Crucible really needed a change up. We needed back eliminations. We needed back the opportunity to, not feel as powerful as they're nerfing certain things and buffing certain things. You guys can find that on Bungie.net. I'm not going to cover that here because that's a whole nother ball game. But, like, it's it's amazing to see that they've been working really hard to, get this all out as both the publisher and developer of this expansion slash game. At the same time, though, I want to be critical of things that they need to be called out for, because if they don't, who's going to tell them? Who's going to tell them, hey, Bungie, you made gear look like gear that was made before, And I know Bungie's had history like this before. They've done it many times. They brought weapons back that was used in Destiny 1 or in Destiny 2. They've used it from vanilla Destiny 2 and brought it into Forsaken or whatever the case may be. It's all about communication. And when all of a sudden we find out last minute, hey, doesn't that look like something we've worn before and nobody's talked about it? It's like, I don't know. That's so unlike what Bungie does or has been trying to do since they broke off from Activision and realized, oh yeah, we screwed up with Destiny 2 vanilla. I want them to succeed, but they have to understand that you can't be giving out reworked handouts from what was done before. It's just not in a good playbook. And of course, you got the update that's coming with Shadowkeep and Season of Undying. October 1st, they're going to launch the game. It's going to come with all the prerequisites and all the updates needed to get the game going. October 5th is going to be the raid launch, along with the Vex Offensive. It's going to be October 8th that starts the Hero and Legend Nightmare. October 15th is going to be the Master Nightmare, and Iron Banner. Nice. Hopefully Iron Banner is shaking up too, as they're doing that with Crucible in general. An exotic quest for Leviathan. Hey, nice. I know they made an edit to this calendar as well. So where the exotic quest for Divinity is before, now I believe it's for another weapon. I might be wrong, but moving forward, Festival of the Lost, same old. October 29th to November 19th. Dungeon launches on October 29th. I can't wait to see that. New mode, Momentum Control, sounds interesting. Give it a shot. Another exotic quest, as I stated before. The first raid challenge. Okay. So we got. Is this like? I hope this is not like Scourge, or like previous raid challenges come up and everyone's like, yeah, challenge is up. Go find out, see what it is. Or if they're making a big deal, like when they first announced challenges for King's Fall. Everyone was like, holy crap, they're adding challenges? I'm hoping that it is something more addressed, because, challenges are supposed to be excited for. People need to get hyped for those kinds of things, because people love challenge. The community loves to get challenged, especially the hardcore community. And then, of course, November 19th is the final assault for the Vex Offensive. You can see what things will be attached with what as far as content goes. Shadowkeep for that symbol. Season of Undying for that, free to all players for the regular Destiny symbol. All right. All right. In conclusion, because I'm pretty sure I've been rambling on for too long. My apologies. With everything that is brought forward to us on the table, patches are great, by the way. I want to say the patches coming for weapons and armor, exotics. I know they're going to be adding that as well. I can't wait to see what that turns out to be like. That is going to be fresh, definitely fresh in the way that we get to communicate how the game is going to be moving forward with the expansion. I love that they're trying new things. They're bringing us something that people enjoyed before, another dungeon. I think that's fantastic. They're shaking up Crucible, so now the metas that we've had or currently have right now before Shadowkeep are not going to be what it is now. It could be scout rifles coming back into the game. It could be sidearm. Who knows? But people are making assumptions as to what the meta could be like. But that's the good thing is that they're making changes to that. The only thing that is just so concerning is that I want them to make specific end game content always have specific unique loot tables. Bring us things that are always unique for those because those are like the end of what you bring for the game, right? If campaign had lackluster looking, reworked armor and weapons, fine. I mean, it's not a big deal, because it's just the campaign. The campaign brings a lot of story and impact to what's happening around us, obviously, but we're not too concerned about weapons or armor that drops from it. Same thing with like typical like legendary gear that we always get. But when it comes to like what's the gear going to be like coming from the new dungeon? What's the gear coming out of the new raid or doing eliminations when they bring back trials? I'm definitely agreeing that they're going to bring back trials, by the way, you know. Um those things people find to be the top tier end game stuff to do. And when you just kind of throw in stuff that we've had before, it's not a good look, Bungie. But anyways, that's all for me. I just wanted to kind of go on a little bit of a rant. Nothing too bad. If you feel like you guys enjoy this kind of content, I could do more. Don't get me wrong. I love to rant and rave. But at the same time, I want to be critical and I want to be objective as well. I don't want to go on a tirade of something and then go on and on and on and on, and it brings no value into the game that we're playing. So if you find stuff like this enjoyable, I'll do it. But obviously, I want to make sure that we have a balance as to what is opinionated and what is factual or objective. And obviously be fair in criticism. Whenever Bungie screws up on something, I want to call them out for it. And at the same time, if they do something that is fantastic, I'm going to give them all the praise they deserve. Because, I want this game to succeed. I mean, everybody who plays this game, like either like a religion or just love this game in general, they want to see something like this always to continually be successful. So I'll leave it at that. You guys have a good week, weekend, wherever the case may be. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bruh. Look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No, 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 no.